Okay, so welcome again to the New Jersey STEM Month STEMinar. This is the very first one of our 2021 series. Again, I apologize for the whole volume situation. I did not realize I should have looked at that questions box way earlier. My name is Shirley Guzman, and I am the project manager at the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network, as well as the programs manager at the Research and Development Council of New Jersey. A couple of housekeeping items. You are muted. If you want to ask a question, you can do so by raising your hand or by typing it in the questions box. But I'm going to save those questions for the end. If you're joining us for the first time today, I'm going to be kind of just walking you through what NJ STEM Month is, a little bit about its background, and how you can get involved. So first, what is the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network? If you're not familiar with us, we are a strategic public-private alliance defining and guiding a STEM vision for cradle-to-career pathways in New Jersey. We were established in 2014 by the New Jersey Office of the Secretary of Higher Education, and we are managed by the Research and Development Council of New Jersey and funded by the Overdeck Family Foundation. Our goal is to attract, cultivate, and retain a 21st century workforce here in New Jersey. We want to make sure that New Jersey remains a top global competitor in STEM industry and that we can continue, its rich history of innovation. So NJ STEM Month is an annual event in March that is co-hosted by the NJSPN and R&D Council of New Jersey. Its mission is to highlight all of the Garden State's incredible accomplishments in science, technology, engineering, math, and innovation. New Jersey has all of this rich history of innovation that dates back to Thomas Edison and even before Thomas Edison. So we kind of want to bring that awareness in the month of March and showcase all of the history of its past. And we also want to showcase everything that's going on right now. And bring that connectivity. We realized that there were a lot of random acts of STEM going on in the state, and we say that a lot. One school district might have been doing one thing, another school district doing something different, and they're not talking to each other per se, when they could probably partner up and do something bigger. So that was kind of the purpose of NJ STEM Month, was to connect all of these organizations together to celebrate STEM. So a little history as to how NJ STEM Month got started. In 2015, the R&D Council launched New Jersey STEM Week. And that went on from 2015 to 2017. And we realized it was getting, a lot of promotion, a lot of awareness. We had a lot of events going on in just that week. So we decided, why not go a little bigger? Why not, try to go for a whole month of NJ STEM Month so we can get more organizations involved and have people plan accordingly to their calendar. So with the support of Governor Murphy's administration and Assemblyman Andrew Zwicker's office, New Jersey STEM Week expanded to include the entire month of March in 2018. And so March is now New Jersey STEM Month as designated by the gubernatorial proclamation. So why celebrate STEM? Here are a few reasons as to why New Jersey is a STEM powerhouse. If you don't know, New Jersey has the most scientists and engineers per square mile in the universe. That is a fact. We're not making that up. Bloomberg US Innovation Index consistently ranks New Jersey in the top 5 in innovation. We're home to 8-time Nobel Prize powerhouse Nokia Bell Labs. We're considered the medicine chest of the world. We have more than 300 biotechnology companies and 20 pharmaceutical and medical technology firms. So you're probably familiar with Johnson & Johnson, Merck, a Bayer, I think we have here too. So there's just so many companies that are very well known, and their home base is here in New Jersey. We have 13 out of the world's top 20 major facilities employing over 120,000 people. 29% of FDA drugs approved in the world were from New Jersey headquartered companies. And I'm pretty sure a lot of our companies right now at this moment are developing and trying to come up with a vaccine for COVID-19. And I have this pretty huge feeling that this is going to come out of New Jersey. So that's really exciting if that does happen. All right. So why is it important to celebrate STEM? Why do we celebrate STEM, right? So here's a stat that I think pretty much sums up part of the importance as to why we talk about STEM, why we have an entire month now dedicated to STEM. So of the more than 6 million New Jersey high school students, only 1.6 million are interested in pursuing a STEM career. And I think, that is a drastic difference of numbers. I personally, when I was in school, I never even heard about STEM. Like, I wasn't familiar with STEM careers. And I think if I would have known about STEM, it would be just, oh, I don't want to be a scientist, or I don't want to do this. But working now for the NJSPN and being so familiar with how many different career paths fall under STEM, I think I would have had a completely different perspective, So I think that's kind of like the importance, and that's what we're also trying to do with NJ STEM Month. Raise that awareness that if maybe you don't want to do one thing, there's so many different paths that you can take that still fall under STEM. And, it's one of the highest paying industries if you fall under STEM. So NJ STEM Month is kind of just geared towards bringing that awareness around as well. And here are a couple more stats. New Jersey, there's 1.4 open STEM jobs for every unemployed person. So just think about that for a moment. That's a lot of open jobs, and they are STEM related, and we need to fill those gaps in. So getting more students interested in STEM and pursuing these careers is very important. And STEM workers, as I had mentioned before, they earn 26% more than their non-STEM counterparts. And we definitely all want to be making some more money. So it's definitely a good career to follow. All right, so how can you get involved? Here are a couple of New Jersey STEM Month 2020 highlights. We awarded 28 mini grants, which are up to a value of $500. Of those 28 mini grants, over 8,000 learners were impacted. I'm going to go over in a few slides as to what these mini grants are and what you can use them for. In the entire month of March, we had over 250 events. And mind you that March was kind of when the pandemic hit. So a lot of these events had to go virtual, but they were still held, and we were still able to impact this many learners even in a virtual setting, which is huge. The total number of learners were 29,000 plus, and we had so much going on Twitter, over 55,000 impressions on just our Twitter account at NJ STEM Pathways, and we had over 200,000 impressions of the hashtag NJ STEM Month. So it was definitely getting momentum during the entire month of March, even with everything that was going on. So last year we kicked off NJ STEM Month for the first time at an evening event. We held a New Jersey STEM Month ball drop at the InfoAge Museum. And this was really exciting. The InfoAge Museum is at Wall Township, and we had a group of students from Thames River in New Jersey, I believe, design and create the ball drop. And we did a whole little countdown and launched it, and it was really exciting. We had a scavenger hunt going on at the museum to encourage all of our attendees to check out the different sites. And it was just so much fun. There was networking opportunities, and we had a lot of inspirational speakers. So this was a really great event. We would like to hold as an exciting of an event next year. It will obviously be virtual, but this is it was one of our first times doing something like this, and I think everybody really enjoyed themselves. So our goal for 2021, we're always trying to go bigger here at the NJSPN. We want to impact at least 30,000 learners if possible. We think maybe this virtual way of living will be able to maybe reach more people with virtual events. So I think it's doable. And I really hope that everybody that's on here today is kind of brainstorming as we go along how they can turn maybe an in-person event that you had in the past to virtual. So in celebration of the NJ STEM Month, events will be held throughout New Jersey to support the state's commitment to excellence in STEM. Some examples of these events are site tours, program visits, interactive or hands-on challenges, and event-based dialogues about STEM. And so I'm going to kind of go through, and here you can see a couple of examples of what types of site tours you can hold, and these can be virtual or in person. And then we have tours of local businesses or industry partners, training facilities, labs, gallery walks. These are just some examples. We actually, at the council, one of our organizations, the Governor's STEM Scholars, they recently did their first conference, and it was virtual. And they did a virtual tour of the W.M. Keck Center for Collaborative Neuroscience at Rutgers University. And they also did a virtual tour of the Astronomy and Physics Lab. So it's still possible to do these tours and to really engage your students. All of the Governor STEM Scholar students seem to be having a great time, and they really enjoyed the tour. So this is something, just an example of something that you could do. And then here we a couple of examples of interactive and hands-on challenges. They can be coding exercises, math challenges, building activities, machine demonstrations. I know one of the most popular events that usually take place are hackathons. So if you're able to kind of pull a virtual hackathon, that's a fun way to get a lot of participants involved. And it's an example of a sort of hands-on challenge that could be a lot of fun. And then we have our program visits, which could be after-school programs, showcase what you're doing, internships or apprenticeship activities, mentoring sessions. So any of these could be examples of program visit events, which could be a lot of fun as well. We just want to make STEM fun. That's the purpose, raise awareness and makes them fun. And then last but not least, here are a couple of examples of what event-based dialogues about STEM could be, which could be just including a seminar or symposium with science centers, museums, nonprofit partners, any of your partners, just kind of hold a session together, pick any topic of discussion. So there's that. All right. We also hold a social media contest during the month of March. And this is mostly a Twitter competition where we encourage everyone to follow us on Twitter at NJSTEM Pathways and to use the hashtag NJSTEM Month. Again, we want to really keep that momentum going on social media, on Twitter. We want to make those impressions. So here is our winner from last year, Rebecca. She was a teacher at Paulsboro School District. And in the middle, you can see that we were trending for New Jersey with the hashtag NJSTEM Month. So that was pretty cool. It's not very often we got to trend on Twitter, but we made it one year. And we really encourage you to just keep using the hashtag NJSTEM Month if you're sharing things that you're doing on your own, any of your events. use the branding of NJ STEM Month to support that as well. So our STEM showcase. If you're not familiar with our organization and you're joining us for the first time, then I will let you know that we usually would accept applications from a couple of organizations and have them present and showcase the work that they're doing at the State House in Trenton. Due to COVID last year, we had to cancel that event and decided to kind of go through a virtual approach. And we came up with this book that we created showcasing some of those organizations. And you can find this book at njstempathways.org on our website. I'm going to quickly just show you what it looks like. So this was the book. Very cool, very interactive. And you can just flip through and find some of the highlights of NJ STEM Month, our NJ STEM Month award winners. Just a little bit, here we go through some of our ecosystems. So this is just a little example preview as to what that looks like. And this is the approach that we're planning to go with for next year as well. So there's that. If you're interested in participating, I will be updating everyone on when the application is open, so everybody can apply. All right. And then mini grants, as was mentioned a couple slides ago, these are awarded to a couple of organizations, and they're available up to $500 for event and program enhancements. And these enhancements can include your hosting costs such as swag, materials, snacks, transportation, speakers. Those are just a couple of examples. And we're hoping to open up the applications after our December 11th quarterly meeting. So stay tuned for that. We'll be releasing that in a couple of months. We have our NJ STEM Month Awards also that we hold in March, and the categories are STEM Advocate of the Year, somebody who, you know, is constantly spreading the word of STEM in their community. Our STEM Civic Leadership Award, someone that's really making an impact and using STEM for the greater good in their community. STEM collaborations, if more than one organization is working together to break silos and, you know, make an impact in STEM in their community, we like to award a collaboration. We always have our STEM Corporate Partner of the Year, so any corporation that's been supporting the NJSPN and the work of the ecosystems, we try to award them. And we also always highlight a STEM Educator of the Year. So anyone that's teaching and making an impact in STEM in that way. More information as to the description of all of these categories can be found on our NJ STEM Month page, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. All right, so there's a lot of resources that can be found on our NJ STEM Month page on the website. So I'm actually going to take you there now. If you go to njstempathways.org, we have our little NJ STEM Month tab on the menu where you'll be able to find our NJ STEM Month page. And there's a lot of great resources available on the website. You're able to view the official proclamation if you want, or if you want to print it for to showcase at an event. We also have a one-pager available. You can submit an event to our calendar if you're hosting an event. That way it's our statewide calendar so everyone can see. We have our NJ STEM Month committee members, if anybody wants to join that. I'm actually going to go over that in a bit as well. NJ STEM Month events. So this kind of takes you through everything. But then we have our resources. And on our resources, we have our logo available. if you want to download it and use it for branding purposes to put on your printing material, we have that available. We have a list of legislative contacts if there's anybody you want to invite. We have invitation language. We have our one-pager. We have an op-ed guide, a media list that I compiled, press release language, and we also have a PowerPoint that you can kind of just download and edit to meet, your event's needs. So these are just examples of what we have on the website. So many resources available. So if you're interested, they're there for free to take advantage of. And then for any more information as to things that I've gone over in this webinar, you can also find it on our website. Okay, so back to the webinar. Okay. Great, so again, we really encourage you to support New Jersey STEM Month. Again, attend an event or host an event. And this isn't something that you have to do differently. We always say if you already are running an after-school program or you already have events that you usually plan, well then, why not do it in March and just use the branding behind NJ STEM Month to make it bigger, to, encourage more participants to join in. That's kind of just, again, we're just trying to connect everyone in the month of March to come together. So by using that branding, we think that you can just raise more awareness and get more people involved. And I did mention, again, we do have an NJ STEM Month committee. We're always accepting more people. Right now, these are our current committee members, which is Kim Case and myself, along with Jim LaPuma from NJIT and Bruce Bouquier of NJIT. And they are great. They've been very supportive in helping us plan a lot of the logistics for next year. But if you're interested and you want to join in the conversation, kind of help us along, please contact me, and my email is right there. So just reach out, and we would really love to have you as part of our committee. And if anyone is interested in becoming a STEM Month sponsor at any of our giving levels, here's what you would be sponsoring and how you would be supporting NJ STEM Month. You'll be contributing to the mini grants that we distribute. You'll be providing training for educators and students that are entering the workforce. You'll be supporting all of our regional events and bringing a greater understanding to our STEM careers pathway and economic vitality. And of course, you'll be elevating New Jersey's status as a global leader in STEM and innovation. And here are our sponsoring levels. If you are interested in being a sponsor, please contact Kim Case, and there's her contact information. And I'll be sending all of this via email as well. But here's just a look at our sponsoring levels. Okay, and again, if you want to get involved with the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network in any capacity, please feel free to contact Kim Case or myself. And there's our contact information. Here are the dates for our upcoming NJ STEM Month webinars. They're not set in stone per se. They could be changed, but as of now, those are the dates, and the October 22nd one definitely will be the next one. And every single month, we'll just provide more updates as we get closer to March, provide you with the status of all of the applications for anything you're interested in participating in. So if you're thinking, well, I just did this one, why should I join a next STEMinar? We just provide just further updates. If you want to learn a little bit more of some of what was discussed today, we'll have more dates and deadlines and applications in the weeks to come. So thank you again for everyone that joined today. I want to apologize again for anybody that was on earlier when I was talking, completely muted the entire time. But if anybody has any questions, I will be unmuting you. So please feel free to raise your hand, or if you have any comments, any suggestions for virtual events that people could probably host next year. That would be great to hear. Let's see, any questions? Okay. All right, so if there are any questions that you can think of later on, please feel free to shoot me an email. My email is sguzman@rdnj.org. I'll be sending this presentation along to everybody that joined us today, as far as any links that were discussed. So thank you again, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. All right, bye. Bye, everyone.